To be fair, though, I think early American Idol was better than this.
Yes, early American Idol is better than this.
It had great singers like Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert.
I loved Adam Lambert. I think
people still know who Adam Lambert is.
I cannot name a single person from America's Got Talent except for Tate Face. And I don't even like him.
On this season.
Yeah.
And we just watched an episode with him on it, so it's like not even fair.
And I can name almost every single person that was on RuPaul's Drag Race.
All 100 people.
Almost.
No, you can't.
50. I would say 50.
Yeah, that's a really high proportion, though.
For a competition show, I can name like 4 people from American Idol, and two of them are from RuPaul's Drag Race.
I think what makes RuPaul a better show than this, though,
just talent.
Is the concept is narrower for the most part. Being a drag queen is a very broad, like, performance area, but it has specific things that you have to do in every episode. They cater to a portion of that. It'll have a singing episode or a dancing episode or a sewing challenge.
I think RuPaul has way more talent on there. Like, okay, if you think about it, it's way harder than anything on America's Got Talent. Because if you go on there, you're creating your own act and everything, and you can do whatever you want to. RuPaul's Drag Race, it's sort of strict. You have to do everything. On America's Got Talent, you have to do one thing. You have to do everything on RuPaul's Drag Race. If you can't do something, you're eliminated pretty quickly.
What's mind-blowing, though, in this comparison, to stick with it for a second, and then I'll get off RuPaul's Drag Race, is how much more, like, kitschy America's Got Talent is than the show about drag queens. It's like, nobody would get through on RuPaul if they were just, like, based on one joke. But there is, several people that are still on this season of America's Got Talent that's whole performance centers around, isn't it weird that this type of person is doing this? That's a one performance that lasts 2 minutes on YouTube worthy of attention or whatever. Like,
everything on America's Got Talent is all just things that you might find funny on the internet. I think I might laugh at them, possibly, if I saw it on YouTube.
It feels very patronizing, like you're going to a little kid's recital, or you're going to some, like, hospital benefit where they're letting patients perform or something, where you're not there for the talent, you're there to make them feel good. And I want, like, if I'm watching on YouTube or whatever an old lady dance video, I want her to look like she's there to bring it, you know? She's not there finally excited to be, oh, I'm up in front of a crowd, isn't this fun? I want her to be like, I fucking love dancing, and this is what I do, because that's what makes it funny and entertaining. I met a girl a few years ago through a friend of a friend that's a model, and she, like, travels the country doing modeling. She's from Tuscaloosa originally, that's why I met her. And somebody was like, why have you never gone on America's Next Top Model? And her answer was, because I already get the gigs you would get from winning that show. And that's why you don't see any child prodigies on America's Got Talent, because they're already doing the thing. They don't need the talent show. They're already out doing that. If you're like the most amazing fucking violinist on earth and you're only 14, you just play violin professionally. You don't need America's Got Talent. And even if you went on the show, they wouldn't care, because you're probably not that marketable.
The show is basically for lesser people.
It's for lower kinds and races.
And yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I guess that brings us to the big problem with the show, is that other than genuinely talented people don't need the show, it's just, they called an act recently hip, young, and relevant, I think. Hip, young, relevant are not words I would ever use to describe America's Got Talent. It is
in any shape or form
a cultural cul-de-sac. It's, once you hit there, there's nowhere else to go. You gotta turn around. It might start like indie underground subcultures, maybe burst through the internet, gather a little bit more momentum. By the time it hits America's Got Talent, that's a dead end. That thing's already run its course and has hit the end. It's no longer pushing its way into mainstream. It's just a part of the mainstream. Mm-hmm. That's why, of all the stuff that's been on there, we keep getting people that sing and play guitar and magicians and comedy acts and dancers.
The only interesting act I've ever seen on the show was dirt bike racing, and that was they were like in a ball or something. That was like years ago. But this season, the most interesting person on this season so far is someone that just does sword tossing or something, knife throwing.
Knife throwing, yeah. Well, like
I was way more entertained by that.
I guess sort of in my head, I compare it to the person that won Ukraine's Got Talent a few years ago that did the sand animation stuff. And that was like mind-blowing. That's not a part of the cul-de-sac. That is this underground art form finally getting exposure and recognition as being something great.
Which is exactly what the show should be.
What the show should be, yeah. And it just doesn't happen. It's the same art form over and over, the same lame jokes, basically the same like shitty internet memes we all see on Facebook, we all see on Reddit or whatever, and Tumblr and shit, just getting like spoken out loud by somebody up on a stage now. Or the same type of magic act you'd see anywhere, anytime you see magic. But now he's competing against a person that throws knives instead of against another magician.
Yeah, it's just, the show is not good to us. We do not enjoy it, and we do not get the fun part of it. So that's pretty much it.
The major problem is that by a sort of nature of the design of the show, it doesn't find genuine talent.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Sign out. I was Josh. That was Sam. We're leaving.